Imagine if that were you, if you could be that woman. Have you ever noticed those women? The ones that walk into a room and immediately the vibe shifts in the room. The energy changes. People are looking at her. They are trying to be in her presence. And the interesting part of this is she hasn't said a word. Now, imagine if that were you, if you could be that woman. You could walk into a room and instantly change the vibe of the room just by your elegance and your confidence. In today's video, I'm sharing with you some strategies that you can use to command respect in the workplace. Now, this isn't just for work. You can use these strategies in your everyday life. If you are new here, I'm Laura. I am a C-suite executive, a personal brand coach, a mom, and a wife. On this channel, I create content on modern elegance, career mastery, and a little bit of style. So ladies, imagine if you could change the vibe of the room because of your elegance and because of your confidence. The first strategy that you can use is to master the art of being present. Now, in a society now where we are living in the digital age, we are constantly scrolling our phones, checking emails, maybe looking at a text from one of our colleagues. And if we're in a room, we're in a meeting, we are so disconnected from what is going on in the room because we are trying to multitask. Now, multitasking is supposed to be this interesting phenomenon because what people thought about multitasking, where we could accomplish so many things and do so many things at one time, has actually made us less productive. Research has shown that when we multitask, because we are doing several different things at a time, we're not really being as productive as we could be if we were just focused on one thing. So instead of multitasking and being distracted, when you are in meetings, you want to focus on what is taking place in the meeting. If someone's giving a presentation, focus on the presentation because you can add value. You can add your comments, ask questions, and if you're trying to come up with a solution to a problem, you can help with defining or coming up with that solution. Also, if you're talking to one of your colleagues, whether this is at work or if you're in a social setting and you're with friends or family and you happen to be out with someone, stop scrolling your phone, pay attention to them. Here's the thing. Everyone wants to be heard and everyone wants to be seen. So when you put away your device and you actually engage in conversation, you may nod your head or give a friendly smile, or perhaps even ask questions or engage in that conversation with conversation pieces of your own, topics that you'd like to discuss. People truly do appreciate that, and it goes a long way, especially when you're trying to exude elegance. You also want to dress the part. So if this woman has walked in and she hasn't said a word, that means the people in the room are paying attention to how she is dressed. Imagine, when you meet someone, within the first 7 seconds, they have already formed an opinion of you. Can you imagine 7 seconds? That's not a long time at all. And so because it's only 7 seconds, their opinion is just based on what they see. So you want to make sure you're dressing the part, especially if you're in an organization and you are trying to go to that next level. You want to dress the part associated with the culture of the organization. If you are in leadership, and leadership, you notice most people in those executive positions or those senior management positions, they are wearing blazers or a business suit. You want to wear a blazer or a business suit. Employees will associate you with the way that you dress, and your colleagues do too. It is perfectly fine to add your own style to that. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy the same blazer that everyone else is wearing. No, it simply means that you wear a blazer, whatever style works for you. Now, the key is to invest in more neutral colors than you would in actual other colors, because neutral colors it's a color palette that you're really going to get a lot of wear out of because you can mix and match neutrals with anything. Also, you do want to have some color pieces because color can be fun. Color is dynamic. And here's the thing, all colors have a different meaning. If you're trying to demonstrate power and you want to feel powerful, red is one of those colors that you can wear. Business, blue is associated with business. And there are a whole lot of definitions as it relates to color. So you wanted to infuse a little bit of color in your wardrobe. Color can be fun. Color can, again, send certain messages. The key is you want to look timeless. Also, communication is key, especially how you speak. If you're going to employ this strategy, you have to ensure that you are speaking clearly. So think about it. Your voice actually has power. When you are afraid, you will scream. And because you're screaming, people know that you're afraid. When you are happy, your voice tends to elevate and people know that you're happy, that you're excited. So your voice has power. And in that power, you want to communicate clearly. You want to ensure that you are not speaking too fast, that you're not mumbling, that you're not using filler words such as uh-huh or Those are just filler words, and you want to ensure that you are not using those words and that you're speaking clearly, that you are enunciating your words. One of the tricks that you can use is to practice by looking at yourself in the mirror. In addition to looking at yourself in the mirror, you also may want to record yourself, because when you record yourself, you can actually play it back and you can practice your cadence. You can practice your pauses. You can slow down your speech. You just want to ensure that you are speaking clearly. Speaking clearly is not only an effective communication style, it is also vitally important when you are practicing grace under pressure. If you are exuding elegance, exuding confidence, and commanding respect, there has to be a level of grace under pressure. In organizations, you are dealing with not only the work associated with the organization, you're also dealing with people. And because of that, there are surely going to be situations where the pressure is on, whether you're trying to deliver a product at a certain time, you're trying to meet deadlines, whether you're having crucial conversations with individuals. Those are pressure-filled situations, and you have to exude grace under pressure. You have to demonstrate this. This is a fundamental principle of a good leader. And when you are demonstrating grace under pressure, people take notice of that, especially those who are in a position where they may report to you, or you're in a senior position and they look to you as somehow a calming force. And if you're falling apart when a crisis happens, that is not demonstrating good leadership, nor is it demonstrating grace. So you want to make sure that if a situation happens, if there is a pressure-filled day that you are having, that you maintain your composure, that you are keeping your head about yourself so that you can actually make decisions. You cannot make a thoughtful decision if you are so focused on your emotions. I've also included a download, and I'll link it down below. It is a download that you can use. Not only does it identify all of the strategies that we are discussing today, but it includes some action steps that you can do later so that you can practice some of these strategies. Your body says a lot. Now, think about the woman that walks into the room and she doesn't speak, but everyone's paying attention. Part of that is because of her body, how she is moving around the room. Here's the thing, ladies, when it comes to your overall body movements, your body language, there are a couple of things you want to keep in mind. There's a certain way you carry yourself in the office, and it's not the same way that you would carry yourself if you were out, if you were on a date, or if you were out and you happen to be mingling with someone that you're interested in. In those situations, you may walk in and you're swaying your hips side to side. And ladies, you know what I'm talking about. But in the office, that is not the actual message that you're trying to convey. That's not the attention that you want. So you want to pay attention to those things. You also want to pay attention to your posture. Your posture is very important, because if you walked into a room and your shoulders are slumped or your eyes are shifting side to side, that's not denoting confidence. It's not denoting that you are okay in the space and that you should be in the space. So you want to pay attention to your posture. And this can be a little difficult to do, especially now that we're living in a digital age where we're constantly looking down on our phones and we are slumped over. We're looking down, not only are our shoulders slumped, but our necks are curved over as well. So you want to pay attention to your posture. Good posture when you walk in the room, when you show that you are confident, you can own the room. Next, ladies, you want to make sure that you are also very consistent and very reliable. When you say you're going to do something, you actually want to do it. You want to be consistent and reliable because it shows a level of integrity. It also shows a level of responsibility. If people know that they can count on you in situations, that you're the person that's going to get it done, then you do gain a level of respect for your expertise. And this is one of the things, of course, that you want to be respected for in the office. And sometimes in the workplace, we actually have to set boundaries more times than not. So as an elegant woman, and of course, this is all about elegance and how we command respect in the workplace, but how we demand respect overall. You want to set boundaries. And what that means is you want people to be respectful of you and respectful of your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. And if you don't have boundaries, people will ask you to do all sorts of things. They will hijack your calendar, and the next thing you know, you are doing 100 different things that you hadn't planned on doing. So you have to set boundaries. You have to know how to say no in certain situations or let me get back to you. But you do it in a way that's very polished, in a way where you're not being rude, but you're actually saying no. For example, if someone asks you to do something and you really just don't have the time, you could say, I really would like to assist you, but I just have something else that I need to pay attention to right now. Let me give you a call back, or I'll follow up with you when I'm done. Those small things are setting boundaries and allowing yourself enough space where you can now go take care of the things that you had planned to take care of without being rude. And the key is you never want to be rude, but you never want someone else to take advantage of your time. And you never want to put yourself in a place where you're taking on all these extra responsibilities when in fact you're not doing the things that you need to do. You also want to elevate your vocabulary, specifically when you are communicating through email. So email is one of those things where something can be read and it can be completely different in terms of the overall meaning. Whereas if you'd had a conversation, it's much easier for you to communicate the message that you want to communicate. So in email, you truly do have to kind of elevate your vocabulary so people understand what you're saying so that it's more formal because you are at work and this is a formal setting. So make sure that you're elevating your vocabulary in terms of how you communicate, especially as you communicate through email and as you communicate through text, because as we know, text messages are oftentimes abbreviated, especially if you are communicating with people that you're familiar with. But if you're texting a colleague at work, be conscious of the vocabulary and the words that you are actually using in those text messages as well. Empathy and respect is another one of those strategies that it's not only a strategy to show how elegant you are or to demonstrate your elegance, but it is just one of those things that all people appreciate. When you can show empathy, when you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, it allows for that connection between you and another person. And when you're able to do that, people respond very well to that. They are more apt to work with you and for you. When you are able to say, thank you, I appreciate you, or I appreciate what you have done, or job well done. These are the small things that make a huge difference in everything that you do. Understand that respect isn't just given, respect is earned. So when you actually show respect, show empathy, people respond. The next strategy, ladies, is to be solution oriented. When situations arise, our first thought usually is to focus on the situation, focus on how bad it is. But situations are going to happen. It's just a part of life. It's just a part of being in the workforce. So instead of focusing on the actual problem, focus on the solution. Always keep a mindset of positivity. And positivity is you're focusing on the solution because you know the solution is going to make it better. Now, here's a bonus tip for you ladies. If you are going to exude that level of elegance, that level of confidence, you want to set a signature style. When you have a signature style, that is your style that people remember you for, and you want to be memorable. Whether your signature style is you're wearing a blazer, but most of the time you have on a tweed blazer, or your signature style is you wear a certain color, and that is your color, or you have a signature scent. There's a certain perfume that you enjoy. These are the things that people remember you by. Accessories, something that you wear every day. Again, you want to be memorable, and people remember you when you have a signature style. That is one of those keys to making you an elegant woman that commands respect, not only in the workplace, but also throughout. Thank you so much, ladies, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. As always, I'll see you next time.